So today's video is brought to you by my very own coffee, Just a Dad Simple Sip Coffee. It's available in a K-Cup, whole bean, and pre-ground 16-ounce bag. You can find it at justadadcoffee.com, or right underneath the video, you will see the products displayed and you click on them and purchase them right there. Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a review on this Dreame H12 Pro Wet Dry Vacuum. So this vacuum has a mode that it can pick up dry stuff like on this carpet. We're going to pick up this like rice and cereal and hair. Then we're going to come over here and pick up this big mess of milk, grape juice, ketchup. It's got an auto mode. It'll put solution down and suck up everything on there. Okay, so let's pick up the dry stuff. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to go to suction mode only. So it's not putting solution down, but I've got the vacuum on. Actually does a pretty good job of picking up dry material, and I could pick up dry material on here also on the floor. All right, now let's go to auto mode. It'll automatically ramp up the suction and the solution that it puts down. Wow, it's doing a good job. It's got edge-to-edge cleaning. Rolls really easy. This is really hard to pick up, this big chocolate syrup mess. All right, go over it a couple times. Now I can mop the rest of my floor. Very easy to push. Again, it's putting the solution down and the suction automatically. I'm not pulling a trigger or anything. Okay, let's take a look at the display. I got a power button, a mode button, and a self-cleaning button, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. So first we turn it on. There's auto mode. I press this. Ultra mode. It's going to prepare the water and solution. You'll see like little bubbles coming up. It's kind of like electrifying it. Then that first mode I used was suction mode only. Auto mode, and then I can turn it off. Okay, so this self-cleaning base does two things. It's going to charge it, but then it's also going to help dry the roller. There's a built-in heater inside here. It's got a fan and a heating element, and right here it's going to blow hot air out onto the roller, and this is going to turn. I'm going to show you that, but it dries the roller. So first let's put it on. It can be a little tricky putting on the base, but you'll know you've got it on there whenever it says charging started. Now I just come up here and hit this one time.
Preparing ultra mode. Please wait for 30 seconds.
So it's going to do, it says preparing for ultra mode, but it's preparing the solution so that it can clean the roller. It's going to squirt some solution on the roller, then suck it up. Then it's going to tell me I can remove this, and it's going to continue to dry that roller. It's pretty neat.
Please clean the used water tank.
Okay, so the self-cleaning is complete, but it changes over to drying the brush rollers. Now at this point, it's not going to have the suction on the machine. I can take this off, I can go empty it out, but this is the neat part. It's going to continuously rotate that, and there's hot air. It's not super hot, but it is hot air or warm air to dry that roller. Now I can take this off just to kind of demonstrate it for you. I don't really feel anything yet, but it does take a little bit. But that can take a while. It's not super loud, but it will sit there and do this for about 20 to 30 minutes. And you'll have a percentage up here that tells you how much it's done. So it's only done 1% right now. So this does have a filter that sometimes you do have to dry and clean this filter right here. So I will have to take that stuff off of there. Make sure this is dry before you put it back in. Now, okay, so we just simply lift this off. Now it does have a connection down in here, so if the water gets so high, like to this max line, it's going to cause a connection on the machine and tell you that the dirty water tank is full. So take this out, and now you can empty this out, and get this all nice and clean. That's a really nice feature, to get this all nice and clean. Okay, so this is still drying the roller. Again, that does take a while. And I can just go ahead and put this back, just rotate it. A little hard there, right, rotate it. It's a little harder to do with one hand, but then back here is the clean water tank. You can lift it up. This is where you're going to put the clean water and the solution. Now, when you're in ultra mode, I'm not sure exactly what it does, but there is like an electrical connection right there, and it kind of like does something to the water to make it help clean better. But it's very simple. You're going to fill it up with water right here. This is the solution it comes with, and the cap is the measuring cup. There's lines on there. You're going to add 10 milliliters to that full container, so it tells you right there. 10 milliliters. So fill this up with water and then dump in 10 milliliters of solution. Now back here, there is a button. You can turn off the voice prompts if you don't want. I kind of like them. I prefer to leave them, but you can change the volume.
High volume selected. Voice prompts off. Voice prompts on. Low volume selected. High volume selected.
And you can change the language by holding the button in. So I'm going to take this off early, and I want you to hear, you can hear the fan, and I can feel, it's not super hot air, but there is some air coming out of here that helps dry that. Okay, let's take a closer look of the brush roll. We can take this off. Right here is where you press this button, rotate this up, and you can pull this off. Now we don't want to get this wet right here. Now another unique feature about this roller, when it was doing the self-cleaning cycle, it normally spins it one way like you do when it's cleaning, but it also spun it another way to kind of help wipe off some of that edge stuff there. Now right here is where the solution comes out. There's a row of little openings right there. Okay, so let's put this back on. There's like an O-ring, so you got to push it past that O-ring, snap that in. Now runtime, it says it has a 35-minute runtime. Okay, so now let's talk about it. It retails for $500. There was a $150 off coupon on Amazon. So $350, that's about the right price point for this. I thought it did a really good job. This is something I have not ever seen before. Drying that roller with a built-in dryer. Now it does sit there and rotate for a long time, but you really don't hear it. I think the tanks go on and off really easy. There's a couple missteps, they're not telling us a whole lot, like the ultra mode. They don't explain that. Obviously, it probably puts down more solution and higher suction, but they don't go into great deal explaining that. The display has a green circle, and then when you get in around dirt, it's going to turn red. And I did notice the suction and the solution that it puts down. It does increase that. It doesn't connect to your smartphone. I like that, but it has voice prompts, which I really do recommend. They seem just the right amount. They're not too much. Again, this is very simple to use. That ultra mode, it does something to the water. Tinico, their S7 Pro had something like that. Again, no one explains that very well. I think if they would explain that really well, we might understand it and like, oh yeah, I really want that. But there's like an electrical connection here, and I can see bubbles going up when you're in ultra mode, and it has to prepare the solution. It is a little on the heavy side. They say it's lightweight. I mean, it is a little lightweight. I'm going to be comparing it with I love the S5 Blue, the Tinico. There's a lot of features that look almost identical to the Tinico, but the reason I reviewed this is a viewer left me a comment, and I think I'd kind of seen this a little bit, but I'm like, well, I don't know if it's that popular, or whatever. I looked into it, and yeah, there's quite a few people are buying this. It's got good reviews. I'm actually very impressed with it. Again, I like that it comes with a roller, a brush, an extra one of these. This is a nice charging station. The solution, I'm not sure exactly how hard that is to find. Using the measuring cap, that's a little tricky. Finding the 10 milliliters, I mean, you're probably just going to pour some in. You do have to angle this when you're getting the water in. I don't necessarily like that. I like when you can dump it right in from the faucet, but you got to angle it. But it does sit nice and flush. And then when you put the solution in, you got to pour it in. That can be a little tricky, but I like that everything goes in good. Sometimes these things can be really hard to put in. That's not the case with this. They snap right in. It seems like a very nice, well-constructed machine. Again here, yeah, it does kind of propel itself on the floor. The wheels aren't powered or anything, but it was lightweight to move on the floor. And again, another feature, when it was on the self-cleaning base and it was doing that self-cleaning cycle, I've never seen one rotate both ways. Normally they all rotate, they spin the roller one way and it may ramp up really fast, but this one actually will turn the roller the other way for just a little bit. I think that helps really get this inside of this clean. So definitely look for, I'll put a link to this down underneath the show description notes. And I'm going to be comparing this to the Tinico. This is going to be a stiff competition. And they don't really, they tell us that it picks up dry material, but they don't really key on that very much. It actually did a pretty good job of picking up dry material in suction mode only. I've never really done that too much with these wet dry vacuums, but they're really calling this a wet dry vacuum. So I really wanted to put it through the test as far as can it pick up dry material. It actually did pick up dry material. Now, could you vacuum your house? No, it's not meant for vacuuming your house. It's just meant for like picking up dry material on your floor, your hardwood floors, or like a little area rug. So yeah, this is a pretty neat machine. So far, I'm very happy with it. This was kind of a sleeper, just kind of snuck up. And so I'm really thankful that somebody told me in the comments of another video. I look at those comments and that's the reason I've gotten this one. So I did buy this with my own money. Be sure and check out my Just a Dad Videos Facebook group page. There'll be a link underneath the video in the show description notes. I will be giving these products away free. I'll have to keep this one for a little bit just because I got to compare it to others. And we may end up keeping it. I don't know yet, but it's a pretty nice one. This may be our one that we're using all the time. Right now it's the S5 Blue of Tinico, so we'll see. Also be sure and check out, I just released my own coffee, Just a Dad Simple Sip Coffee. It's a Brazilian dark roast. We sell it in the whole bean, K-Cup, or the ground coffee, 16-ounce bags. JustADadCoffee.com, or right underneath the video, there'll be a picture of the coffee. You can click on it. That's where you can purchase it also. Also be sure, and we do a podcast right in this same room, Coffee with Dad podcast. I interview different people just to kind of get their story, show appreciation for what job they did. I just really like hearing people's story. So again, I really appreciate everybody's support. Again, if you could hit the thumbs up button, that really helps out my YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. I'll be doing more reviews on different cleaners. I do a lot of coffee makers, a lot of vacuum cleaners. These things are very popular right now. So, and I'm starting to really get into some robot vacuum cleaners. So there's a lot going on. What I want to bring to you is I want to buy the product, and would I spend $350 on this? As of right now, I would. I don't know the longevity of it, but that seems like a pretty good price point because there are some nice features with this. So, and that's the same way with the robot vacuums. There's price points from $100 to they're up to like $1,400, $1,500 now. I've not gotten into those big price points yet. I'm sticking around the $500 to $1,000. Those are some really good robot vacuum cleaners. So check out those videos coming soon. Again, I just really appreciate everybody's support.